was offered once
A slimming tea.
$38,000 to dress as a chicken.
I know. Same.
Oh my god!
Not dressed
really?
as a chicken, but okay, you tell yours first.
Okay,
I was offered 30,000.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to the Team Titan podcast. Today we have the OG influencer Xia Xue with us today. Woo! Welcome.
Hi.
Hi. How have you been? How has Circuit Breaker been treating you?
Hooped up at home, I guess, doing a lot of cleaning up in the house and tidying my house, being a Singapore's top Marie Kondo.
So today we're going to be talking about influencers, InfluencerGlassdoor, and more influencer drama that has came up over the past week and
Yeah, I think
month.
people are very bored.
Yeah. A lot has been happening.
Right.
It's hard for me to even keep up, right?
Yeah, every day there's new influencer drama.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
People need to find different ways to entertain themselves these times, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think I would consider you as the OG influencer in Singapore for sure. You know, the big sister.
I guess, yeah.
602,000 followers on Instagram and almost 250,000 on YouTube. I mean, that is huge. You're definitely like one of the biggest in Singapore.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about influencers. How would you define an influencer?
It's a bit hard to define, but I guess somebody who kind of makes a living out of like posting stuff.
Yeah. Well, I have a definition here.
Lousy definition.
An influencer is someone with the power to affect the purchasing decisions of others because of his or her authority, knowledge, position, or relationship with his or her audience.
Oh, okay.
So that's a more legit,
Yeah, it sounds
credible
it sounds much
term.
better.
Yeah. And it is important to note that these individuals are not merely marketing tools, but rather social relationship assets which brands can collaborate to achieve their marketing objectives. This is from Influencer Marketing Hub. It does make us sound a little bit more
Much nicer.
credible, right?
Yeah.
And not just people who post photos of their butt
Right.
on Instagram.
Right. So I think that like people find the term influencer just very turn-offish
Yeah.
because there is an element of boosting like about it. Like it sounds like you're praising yourself being very influential when you say that I am an influencer. And because there's no proper sort of definition of who can actually be counted as an influencer, it seems like if you call yourself one, it's very like unabashed lah.
Nowadays, it's almost as close as a taboo.
yeah.
Right.
Somehow like YouTuber just sounds so much better than influencer, I feel.
Oh, well, now it does, but honestly, like 6-7 years ago when I first started, when I said you're a YouTuber, like what?
Yeah.
YouTuber? So you what make videos? You know, it's very condescending. There's a very condescending.
Yeah, it's very condescending.
Yeah.
But influencer is not just condescending. It has a element of you are very like shallow. You are very self-important to it.
Right.
Whereas YouTuber doesn't really sound like that. Because as a YouTuber, you might not even post your face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like those gaming commentary ones, they don't even show their face. Yeah. So there's no element of very vain or like whatever.
YouTube has evolved so much
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Well, where influencer just leaves a bad taste in the mouth for a lot of people, you know.
Yeah.
Especially in Singapore. I mean, I keep hearing that influenza thingy. So
It's getting pretty lame at that pun, honestly.
Yes.
yeah, but it's become a boomer thing.
Yeah.
The influenza.
I feel that like, you know, people, they think that influencer is something that's an occupation that doesn't deserve any respect because there is no natural talent to what you're doing. Like versus if you are an artist or like an entertainer, if you are an actress, you can act. You can act
well, I
better
guess
than
there's some
anyone.
legitimacy that comes with it,
Yeah,
right? Like,
I mean, it's true.
Like for example, the TV station approves of you being in this TV drama, and that makes you. It validates you for sure. But if you're an influencer, there's no validation, and I guess that's why a lot of these influencers, content creators, they feel the need to use YouTube or Instagram as a stepping stone to go onto something bigger, like maybe being a movie star, actor, TV host.
Do a lot of them do that? I don't think so, right?
Well, it used to be like that. I think some still do it.
I feel it's more the other way around.
It's the other way around now, right?
Whereas,
like the actors and all the
feel...
TV people, radio, they're jumping on the Instagram and
they want to be
social
hip.
media.
They feel like they need to.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how they earn money too, as well.
For sure.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to be like left That's in the dust.
Yeah,
you know?
precisely. You can promote your own shows and everything.
Yeah, but there are a lot of different types of influencers. There are different
Yes.
tiers of influencers, right?
Yep. So I put it together here. I guess I've read a few articles. I've heard of nano influencers, micro influencers, mid-tier influencers, macro influencers, and mega influencers. Now, I guess in Singapore context, we don't really have any mega influencers, right? Because that would be people like Kylie Jenner, Selena Gomez,
More than 10 million,
yeah, A-list celebrities.
Dang.
And so I guess for us in Singapore here, it's micro, mid-tier, macro. People like you and I
I think I would consider you, both of you, macros.
Macros?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's. I mean, I don't mean to brag, but you don't go bigger than. How do you go bigger than that? I guess JJ Lin.
JJ
Yeah. Jamie Chua, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
She's still considered macro. Macro?
Right.
Macro.
Yeah, macro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today I found out I'm a mid-tier, so yes.
That sounds not bad. Better
It's
than
alright.
nano.
I think everyone in Singapore is a nano influencer. Almost everyone. Yeah.
What is somebody like 30,000? 30,000.
A micro. For
That's
sure.
micro,
That's
yeah.
my mother.
sure.
My mother's micro.
Oh, your mother has 30,000.
I cannot remember something like that.
Wow, that's not bad. Yeah. So I mean, who is the biggest influencer in Singapore? Do you think?
I think JJ Lin.
JJ Lin?
Lin. Definitely like pure numbers wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably has the most on Instagram. I guess like, yourself, right, would be the biggest on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
But who has the most influential power? You know?
I feel like you're baiting me to say me.
Do you think so?
I generally feel that the influencers in Singapore who tend to talk more about social issues, then these people tend to sway opinions a little bit
Right.
more versus not what you're talking about there where you sway people to buy products. Yeah, so I guess there aren't that many who sort of the main focus of their social media is to talk about opinions.
So yeah, you.
Yeah, okay. I will accept it.
The most influential influencer. That is your title.
I don't know. I think most influencers are influential in their own way. That's my PC answer, right?
I mean, just now you talked about being an influencer requires almost no talent, right? I mean, I disagree. I feel like it is a talent to post a nice photo of yourself with
Right.
a product.
Yes.
And I think that's something that a lot of people overlook. I mean,
And make the product sound interesting.
make the product sound interesting,
Yeah.
make it sway opinions,
Right.
share your own opinion, your own story about product or a brand.
But
and-
most people will feel that there's no barrier to entry because
Correct.
they would know a friend of theirs who is very influential in that way as well. Like, that friend, whatever that friend buys, everyone buys. So you think about that person and you think, well, my friend can do it, what? You get what I mean? Versus if I see somebody doing like popping and locking, as a professional dancer, I look at that and I say, I'm definitely nowhere as talented as this person, or I can never sing as well as like Adele, right? So there's an element of respect to the fact that if you're successful in that line, it means that you're better than anyone at that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that leads me to the question: What do you think about the influencer industry in Singapore?
Well, I think that over the years we have improved a lot.
Yeah.
That's the good part about it. I
Well,
feel
there's
like
certainly more of us now.
Yeah, definitely
There's
a
more
lot more.
influencers in Singapore.
because I came from the era, I started blogging 2003, right? So
17
it's a
years
freaking-
ago. Wow.
It's a freaking teenager. My blog is
Oh
a
my
teenager.
God.
I was P6. I was in P6, yes.
Wow, you were a small little boy just hitting puberty.
Yes.
Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, growing your first armpit hair.
Wow.
There I was blogging.
Wow. Wow, I didn't to be attacked, but okay.
Yes. So
Don't say it so soon because soon people will start saying that about you.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Uncle Dan, when you first started YouTube, I was just a little boy. And now
Well, who knows, maybe one of them is watching this video
I'm
right now.
sure. Yeah, so back to the professionalism part. Back in the day, I guess this was not so well defined as a job scope. People were not taking it so seriously as a job. So they were just doing this sort of like a part-time salary kind of thing. If it gives money, so that's good. If not, then so be it lah. So I remember this one time when I went to a client meeting, and I think it was Canon. It was a camera client. So it was quite a good deal because they gave us a brand new camera, and then they're paying us money to write a blog post about their camera to review it, right? So there were 9 female bloggers at that time invited to the meeting. not invited, okay, they were supposed to go to this meeting with the client. And I was late for about 20 minutes, okay, and I felt so bad about it already. I was just like, oh no, that's so unprofessional. I must be the latest there, right? But then when I went there, out of the 9, there were only 2 girls, me and one other girl.
So where were the other 6?
I don't know. They were just lost somewhere. And the nothing manager was there, and she looked like she was about to have a freaking panic attack.
No.
And the client was just like, what on earth is with these girls? They were so unprofessional. They literally just did not turn up. And she called and called and called, so many of them. Some of them were like literally just leaving the house. And then some of them were like, oh, I overslept, I'm not coming already.
What?
Yeah, they just don't even care. So I feel like to them it's a sideline. They don't think about it as a long-term thing where I care about my reputation, I need to be professional, you know? Like they probably main job gold digger, that's why.
So there's definitely stronger code of conduct and more professionalism to this job right now.
Today I own Ruto Social as well. So we work with influencers not only in front of the camera like I'm used to, but you know, behind the scenes as well, organizing for them and everything. So when I see them, you know, submit their work for campaigns and stuff, I can see that wow, it's like improved by so much. They're sending it on time, they're doing their best, you know. And I think a lot of people don't realize this, but for influencers, we are one whole package in a sense that when you hire us to do an ad, we don't need you to hire a makeup artist for us. We don't need you to hire wardrobe for us. We don't need to hire a hairstylist for us. We do everything ourselves. We film ourselves. We produce ourselves. We edit ourselves, right? So, I mean, if you hire
if you go traditional media, you hire an actor, you engage an actor, you got to get all of those things.
Correct. Even if it's only for Instagram.
Yeah,
you still have to.
It's something I realized, like, because we also run Titan, right?
Yeah.
So, man, I've hired some actors from agencies, right, for some projects, and because I'm usually not used to working with actors. We usually, I mean, we started off as an influencer marketing company as well. So all of us were just YouTubers, content creators. I hired an actor, and
they're so useless.
No, I'm not saying useless, but in their own right, they are strong in their profession, which is acting.
So they focus on that lah.
So they asked for a lunch, makeup artist, hairstylist, and I was like, oh, this is different.
Yeah, that's the common practice, right?
Wow. So I mean, even for us, we have evolved now. We need to hire makeup artists. In the past we didn't. You know, everyone just do their own thing.
Do your own
but
thing.
now, okay, we get the makeup artist. Okay, we get the hairstylist and the prop designer.
But like, if you get a beauty influencer doing a beauty ad, she doesn't need a makeup artist for sure, because she knows her thing already.
And it's so much cheaper.
Yeah,
it's actually actually much cheaper.
It's a
guys.
package. It's a package.
It's much cheaper.
And now with COVID-19, right? Whenever you know, filming is happening, like every single actor and actress, they need to have their own makeup artist, because you cannot share the makeup anymore. It's going to be like really expensive, because last time you can one makeup artist do everybody's makeup. Now the makeup artist cannot share makeup.
Oh really?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. I think COVID-19 has changed the industry as well. Like over the past 2 months, we've seen a lot of influencers. They are the ones who have been able to create content, while the ones who can't shoot, can't do their own makeup eventually lose out, and it's quite sad to see articles like people not getting any income over the past 2 months.
Very depressing.
It's a sad thing.
Yeah. But okay, so I want to know why do people hate influencers so much? What is it about influencer that everyone just dislikes? Is it because it's so easy? It seems so easy. It seems like anybody can be an influencer.
I think it's like what we said just now, that like firstly, we don't have a perceivable talent, so they don't think that we deserve the money that we get. Right. And I guess that's why a lot of influencers feel the need to go onto a platform where it validates their existence. Correct. Right. Yeah, and then secondly is the fact that it seems like you are talking big about yourself when you say influencer.
Right.
I feel the element of
narcissism,
unabashed. You know, what you call yourself influencer, you think you're big shot. You get what I mean? Whereas if I say I'm an accountant, it's a very matter of fact thing to say.
So what should an influencer call themselves?
I feel like I don't know. I think YouTuber just sounds so much better.
YouTuber.
But if your main platform is Instagram, there's really nothing. I guess key opinion leader, right?
That sounds worse.
Okay, it sounds worse.
Leader. What kind of leader? Key opinion leader.
I take it back.
Opinionated.
Okay. I think just tell people, oh, I do social media, and full stop.
Even that social media to slightly older traditional agencies, they'll be like, social media. What is that?
Well, it sounds like you could be managing campaigns. you know.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to explain.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
It is.
Yeah, especially to the older people.
Grab rides, especially when they ask you where you're going. Oh, I'm on the way to work. Oh, what do you do? Video. I'll just say video.
Yeah.
Okay, like can
Yeah. I just say I make videos.
Yeah, you just have to say you make, because if you explain to them what you actually do, they'll just dive into like deeper.
Correct.
What are you trying to do? Then you have to explain to them. Then they'll be like, oh, their own grandfather story.
Speaking of that, don't you think that we would have topped the non-essential list? The one that everyone's talking about, the artist one. Yeah. So I'm just shocked like we are not there.
You know why? Because we're not even a real job. They don't even think of us as a real job.
It's even worse.
Yeah, it's even worse. We're not even on that list.
We're not even on the list.
But I guess it is a very small industry, like a very small community of full-time influencers in Singapore.
I mean,
so maybe
the community is so small that we know almost everyone in the
Exactly.
community. That's how small it is, especially in Singapore compared to like if you were in the States. You know, you only know the people around your state, but you don't know most of them around. Or you probably do, but not like you do in Singapore, where like if you go to Ion or if you go to anywhere, you will bump into someone.
That's true. That's
right?
true.
I don't know. I always bump into someone.
I mean, Singapore itself alone is very small.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Are there any misconceptions of influencers?
Misconceptions. I would think that the fact that a lot of they think that it's a very easy job. Like I'm not going to defend that to certain influencers it is quite easy to take a picture and post it up. It does sometimes if you're very good looking, you don't even need to edit it, right? Yeah, but editing videos is like next level difficult, and like I think that to constantly come up with content, that I feel is something that is very stressful, and you do need to put in quite a lot of hard work for it, and not everyone gets inspired all the time to come up with good content. Yeah, so especially YouTubers, I feel like I have a lot of respect for them because they're like, oh, every Wednesday new video. I'm just like, just thinking about the idea of that stresses me out so much. But you have to, because if you hire editors, producers and stuff, if you don't have a new video every week, they're doing nothing and you're hiring them for nothing. So no matter what, how tired you are, how uninspired you are, you have to come up with something.
Oh gosh, I feel like you understand. I feel like you understand me completely.
It is a tough job.
It's been his life for the past 10 years, maybe.
7.
I've seen like, some of my influencer friends, maybe they are not that hardworking. Like I myself am quite lazy. So I feel like I take things very slowly because I don't feel like I need a lot of money to survive. I just feel like if I have enough, I'm okay. I'm not like, oh, I need to be a millionaire, But I've seen like some other influencers around me, like Mong, for example. She's super hardworking. And the amount of effort that she puts into her content, I would say is no less than what a normal person really doing a full-time job puts in, like the hours that she puts in. So every morning she wakes up at 7 to send her husband to work.
Okay.
Right? So for some influencers, I don't know about the two of you, but sometimes I sleep until 3 p.m. And like she wakes up on the dot every day, 7, and she doesn't go back home to sleep. Right? Because husband doesn't want to park the car in CBD, so she has the car for the day. And then she will just go into WeWork or like wherever, answer emails, shoot content, all the way until evening time, where she will attend events and sometimes meet friends afterwards. And then after that, haven't even finished, she go home, she continue doing unboxing every single day.
Oh, that's so organized.
It is like, oh Jesus,
that's so
I cannot.
Organized.
Yeah, it's.
Like every time we have a guest here, I feel like I hear an organized story and it stresses me out. Like in the past one,
too.
Ryan was like telling me that Sylvia planned for the next 5 years, including actions. I was like, missions? He's like, no, actions. I was like, what
does that even mean? How do you plan an action? Like, I'm going to take a shit in 5 years at 7 p.m.
I don't know. All I know is that now I just feel tired just listening to that story.
Never mind,
she has successfully made it a 9 to 5 job.
Yes, it's not even 9, it's 7.
Nine, yeah.
7
9 to
until
9.
11 every day. It's like work the entire freaking day.
How?
Yeah, I mean, even when she's out relaxing with friends and stuff, she's still posting content, right? So
Yeah.
technically, that's still work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you draw the line between
Yeah.
what's
But
work
that
and
that
not
is
work,
the crazy part of the spectrum.
Of course, yeah.
Then we have the other end, which is
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
But then again, they say that the influencer market in the future is gonna be cost like 15 billion.
Yeah,
Oh.
it is on track to be worth up to 15 billion by 2022.
That's a lot of money. Dude.
So whether you like it or not, influencers are here to stay, people.
Yes.
The influencer marketing is here to stay.
I just want to know, like, out of a comparison, like, let's say, like, PR industry, how many millions, like, I just wonder lah. Like, is it a lot, or is it like travel will be a few billion, right? For example,
Right,
not
right,
now,
right.
but like
I guess tech.
yeah.
I guess tech gaming takes a big chunk of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Recently, speaking about, did you hear Joe Rogan's podcast got bought by Spotify for over $100 million?
Oh my gosh.
$100 million. So he does podcasts like these on YouTube, right? But recently, he announced that he'll be on Spotify from December onwards, September to onwards. By
September.
December, he would have
Yeah.
moved to Spotify,
Spotify.
and there has been sources that came that
100
said
million.
100 million.
That is freaking a
That's
lot
insane.
of money.
That he's done
dude.
for life. He
Yeah.
just needs to sit there and talk.
Talk.
He
Sit
is.
there and talk is like the dream job.
Yes, I can talk forever. I can do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually got a
Okay.
deal from Spotify also, but I'm not gonna say. But I think I actually told them that I want to be on YouTube. So that's the tough part for us.
Why don't you just take the money and
so
run?
we could have been Joe Rogans of Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's aim
And
for
every
higher.
every guest you can afford to give $100,000 if you have 100 million, right? Yeah, you can slowly give it out.
Yeah.
We slowly start with Starbucks drinks.
Okay, that's all I got today. One Starbucks frappuccino. Good enough.
Okay, back to influencer marketing. This is crazy. 93% of consumers consider user-generated content a helpful resource when making buying decisions.
Wow, that is really high.
93%.
That's very high,
That's
eh?
really
That's a
high.
high percentage.
They must have been asking young people, because I don't think old people will agree with this.
Really?
I mean, do old people even see Instagram? No, right?
Actually, how do you define old?
Yeah.
Like old lah, like 70.
Like 70. I'm sure 70.
I mean, yeah, 70s, yes.
They
but-
probably watch like media.
Yeah, Mediacorp, yeah.
Mediacorp and buy a OSIM chair or something.
Yeah.
But that's funny because you
Hey,
just
yeah,
buy an OSIM
I
chair.
have an OSIM chair. I
OSIM
love
chair. I
OSIM.
know.
I love my OSIM chair.
No, but I mean, it's hard to disagree because every time I want to buy something, maybe above $500, I'll go search for a YouTube review.
Oh yeah.
Reasonable,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Like a camera.
Yeah. Sometimes even when let's say I want to buy like a branded bag, sometimes I would even go and see somebody unbox it to open it, like unzip it, and like so I can kind of see how it looks like and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And well, millennials are more responsive to this. I mean, no question there. I mean, research shows that it's 20% more influential than other types of media. I mean, that's no surprise.
Hey,
here.
it's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
surprise.
Because there's an
And-
element of trust there. Because
It's
it's
how we
done
consume
by
stuff, yeah.
somebody that you know. Yeah.
That's right.
And 87% of brands use influencer-generated content to share authentic content, and 72% believe that it helps them engage their audience. I mean, this article is from Forbes, and this is what brands think. So, I mean, clearly, influencer marketing, it's here to stay.
It's on the right track, man.
But recently, there has been this site called InfluencerGlassdoor. You
Right,
must be
right.
very familiar with this.
I am.
And it's essentially a Glassdoor, a website that enables former and current employees to anonymously review companies and review influencers, but mainly for Singaporean influencers.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
But
we're-
Glassdoor itself is a famous thing,
Yes.
right? So I have never heard of it before this. So I was very question mark when I saw like Glassdoor. But now that I understand it, it seems like it was for employees to talk about employers, or is it the other way around as well? Because this one seems the influencer Glassdoor is just a one-way street, right?
it's definitely a one-way street.
It's definitely
So,
one-way street for
Yeah.
Singapore. But I think if I'm not wrong, Glassdoor was more about employees, talking about employers, so that whether they can apply for the job.
Right.
But I feel like it can be used vice versa, either ways also. So to warn other companies, like maybe this employee done something that way. But in Singapore context, it's really one-sided glass door. It's like a what's
Yeah.
the thing called? It's a two-way mirror.
Yeah.
It's more like a two-way
One-way
mirror.
mirror.
A one-way mirror. Yeah.
How do you think this can benefit or harm influencers?
Well, I feel like it's very bullshit. Like,
The whole thing is bullshit to you?
it is, because there is no evidence, nothing. Like,
Okay.
and then this whole like pretend to extract people's name thing when everyone can recognize who is. What is your point?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And
was
I
wondering.
just feel like you can provide one of two things to give yourself some credence. Number one, you provide the identity of the person who said it, right? So at least that person has some kind of responsibility. If it's defamation, at least I can sue somebody, right? Or secondly, you provide evidence. So best if you can do both, but you have to do either one. And I feel like this whole defense that they have is that, well, it's up to your own discretion to believe whether or not to believe the things that are said there.
Right.
You know, and I feel like, well, then like that, can I go and post on a forum that you fuck dogs? Can I do that? And then I just say it's up to your discretion now whether you believe or not. Rubbish, right?
True. So there is no validation process
Yeah.
there. Or is there a validation process?
Well, they
there?
claim that they are now asking for evidence after I posted about them. But in the
yes.
past, I know for sure, just based on my friends' accounts, that many of the things that are submitted there are simply not true. It did not even happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I do see some mixed reviews as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the good ones, like whatever lah, huh? I think that people generally don't see the good reviews and believe them, because then the good reviews are also not very credible, because who knows whether the person submitted it themselves,
Exactly.
right?
It can be anyone.
So, yeah, it can be anyone. So whereas the bad ones, I feel like clients will be like, okay, I have heard a few things. If she doesn't always submit her work on time, or doesn't respond to emails, then I just won't hire her out of safety.
So you think this site will be potentially harmful to influencers?
I definitely think it is. In fact, my manager has told me that a client has actually said, I don't want to hire anyone on the website with any bad reviews.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is insane, because
That is insane.
yeah, because just to err on the side of caution.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if it's just one bad review.
She did say a few like repeated ones.
Oh,
lah.
damn.
Yeah. So to say that it doesn't affect our work is not true.
Okay.
And I don't really, I'm not like contesting the fact that it is good to have a website to sort of give
Yeah.
influencers reviews. If
Because
it's
that's what
truthful.
people are saying. Like,
Yeah.
why don't if we can rate Grab drivers,
Yes.
why can't we rate
Yeah,
influencers?
sure, you can do that. But when I rate a Grab driver, I do it with my identity. I do it with evidence. You know for sure I did hire this Grab driver, right? That is, it's computer locked and everything. Whereas this person can just be a random person. It can be my enemy, right?
Correct. So,
Yeah.
so in fact, your competitor, if you do have one, can actually just write shit about you.
Correct.
Untrue
correct.
shit about
yeah.
you.
So it's
And
that is more of the thing that I feel
Okay.
very annoyed about lah.
So
Yeah.
how do you think influencers should deal with this? Is there a way to deal with this, or
I really don't know. I think
are all of them just fucked?
I feel like it's very sad that you constantly have to keep proving a negative. You know, you get what I mean? It's very difficult for you to come out and say, no,
Yeah.
this did not happen, right? Because how do you prove a negative?
I saw some of that. I saw some influencers coming out and say this is not true. And
Yeah,
in
correct.
fact, we actually had one of our influencers dealing with some drama.
Oh, yes,
And
yes.
she proven that it's all false accusations.
Mm.
But I feel like the fact that she had to go through this whole process, few days of just having this in your head, this drama, this
Yeah, correct,
negativity,
correct.
you know,
Consulting
crying,
lawyers, yeah.
consulting lawyers about something that is clearly false on the site. I think it's very detrimental to
It is,
just
it is.
anybody in
It
general. It doesn't have to be an influencer. It can be a
Yeah,
driver.
correct.
Can be
They
can
don't
be
care. They don't care.
an accountant.
They just feel
Yeah.
like they are like these saints who are helping marketers, right? Like filter through the terrible influencers with terrible work ethics. They think that they are doing good, you know. But it's been proven time and again that things that they've said are not true. Like for example, over my friend Inago, right? Like she got posted that she was at a flea, okay, and there was a skincare product that she was selling at the flea, right? And there was somebody supposedly there who went there who wanted to buy that and said, hey, this is expired. And the person claimed that Ina's response was, expired doesn't matter. And she took the product and put it back on the table for somebody else to buy. And just off my mind, I can tell you that this definitely would not happen. This is just simply not like Ina to do something like that. And when influencers, we do our fleas and everything, we sell everything freaking cheap. You think she cares about $5 over her reputation? It just does not make any sense. she's just not that kind of person, and it just like, and how do you prove that this did not happen? All you can say is it did not happen, and it's up to people to believe yes or no. You get what I mean? You cannot prove a negative. That's what I mean. Yeah.
That's true. What do you think, actually? I want to know.
Honestly, right, I feel like...
what do you think of this whole influencer class?
In the long run, they're going in the right direction, but it's just bad execution. Because at the end of the day, as maybe from companies, right, you want to learn more about the influencers you're engaging, you know? So maybe this is a good way for you to like reference and stuff like that. So, but if you actually hear a bad review, right, you'll automatically it's like a black dot on a white cloth totally destroys it. Right, so one bad review would be the whole thing, but I still feel like it's going in the right direction. They just need more validation, more credibility, you know, more people to be held accountable for what they say.
Correct. How about then maybe another method that could work would be like how before you employ someone, you have a testimonial from their ex-employers. So next time when a client wants to know whether a influencer is good or not good, they could list some references. Like I've worked with, let's say, Samsung or Sony or whoever, right? Okay, so I can list the contacts of my ex-clients. You can call them to ask how the campaign went and everything. So at least there's some point of reference for like companies lah.
I actually want to reference this article here because I saw this on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And it says Influencer Glassdoor exposes how illiterate marketers can be.
Right.
I think
I love
that's
that.
Very interesting article because a lot of those reviews are not from PR agencies or people who are involved in influencer marketing or the social media world. A lot of them are just business owners who expected maybe something more from a collaboration. And to mix that up with the PR marketing world, it's dangerous.
That is a good point. I never really thought about that. Because now that I'm reading it, I feel like they are written by clients. And there is a vast majority of posts about like my friends, right, just not replying their emails. Like, how often do you not reply these emails? Hey, I want to collaborate. A lot of times I just skip them, you know, because you don't even tell me what your product is or like whatever. You don't seem serious. You sound like you cannot afford me anyway. So I'm just not gonna.
It's true.
Yeah, why should I waste my time? You crazy, yeah.
And we'll get into that a little bit more later. Code of conduct for influencers, whether it's okay or not to ignore stuff like that. But in this article, it's very interesting because it says, if it's true that you expected more, right? Why didn't you use Social Blade in the first place? As someone buying media, it's your job to protect your company and do due diligence.
Right. Yep.
And if sometimes you can just hire an influencer through a media agency to protect yourself and to make sure everything is professional. But if you go contact the influencer yourself, most of the time that happens, right? Then you need to do your own due diligence. And I feel like a lot of those people who posted the comments and reviews did not necessarily do that, and it came out it comes across as they are expecting more than they should. Yeah. And also when you complain that someone has fake followers, right? I think it also reflects on yourself to choose someone with fake followers.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have done more work to done more research.
Exactly. This is lazy work at the end of the day, you know.
But of course, fake followers are bad, and it's just not ethical. And
it's true.
It can really trick people with who have good intentions for their businesses, or maybe they like you, maybe their kids are a fan of you, and then
that means you have at least some
at least one kid, right?
Yeah. Wow. Speaking of that fake followers thing, have you all heard about an affair with food thing?
No.
Okay, so
what is this?
There was this saga recently. I don't know if I have the full details, disclaimer first. So this is the watered down version from what I heard from other people as well. So what happened was this brand, they sell frozen food, right? Like CP and stuff like that. And I think it's just a small little company. And they wanted to send food to an influencer called An Affair with Food, And then the owner wrote this long IG stories about the influencer and how horrible it is to work the influencer, and she claimed that the influencer also has fake followers, right? And then the obvious question is, she said, how is it possible that you have so many followers but your engagement is so low, your likes are so low, blah blah blah. I'm just like, shouldn't you have done your due diligence first, right?
Then why did you choose them?
And clearly you know this influencer, so she's not that well known lah. So anyway, so she's like, like, okay, then she said that I worked with her, she was very rude and unprofessional, blah blah blah. And she said that every time somebody reposts my IG story to flame this influencer, there was like 10 IG stories she posted, and I would give a free packet of freeze pack nuggets to whoever reposts my IG story. So obviously a lot of people repost. Actually, freeze pack nuggets are very delicious. I would have reposted. Like, it's a good bribe, you know. So anyway, the blogger, the influencer came out to clarify what happened. And from what I knew was that they actually send frozen food to the influencer. So now, for example, I'm the brand. I'm going to send you like $50 worth of frozen food. You are supposed to post it for me, right? And the agreement was that initially the influencer asked for money and payment, but in the end she decided, never mind, I'll do it for you for free in exchange for the food, right? And then after that, instead of sending you $50 worth of frozen food, I accidentally send you $100 worth. So you as the influencer don't know how much I'm going to send you, right? You open every single thing, do your review, eat some of them. And then what happens is later on I come to you and I say, sorry, I'm only supposed to give you $50. Can you give me back my $50 worth of food? And then you say, sorry, I opened it already, right?
Yeah, that's
and
not
then,
an influencer's fault.
Right, and
doesn't
precisely.
seem like that. Okay.
And then guess what? She asked for a refund. She asked for a refund for the extra food that she herself mistakenly sent to the influencer.
Oh no.
And the influencer don't want to give back to her the money. And she's like, I'm going to sue you.
Oh no, it sounds like a very petty thing. It sounds like just a very petty drama.
So, I mean, you think about it, like when I first read it from the business point of view, because she was the aggressor, she posted it first. None of those things were mentioned at all. It just put the influencer in a really bad light. And I actually believed the brand at first when I read it until the influencer came out to clarify it. And that's the same for WordWeed, right? She was one of the first people who actually was posted by Glassdoor. And I saw those, and in my mind I was just like, I don't know who this WordWeed girl is, but she sounds really unprofessional. And there were multiple submissions about her. I believed it. Honestly, I believed it. I was like, I don't even know who you are. I wouldn't give you any
when you
benefit
see
of doubt.
over 3 to 5
correct.
reviews about one person, you start to believe, okay, maybe they have a point here.
Correct.
Because there are so many reviews about the same kind of ethic, right?
But you never know whether it's the same person posting it. Right?
That's true.
And
we don't know what's behind this glass door.
Precisely. And neither do the admins actually. Yeah. So eventually, when I saw WordWeed's like 1 hour, she talked about this thing for. We had to come up with a 1 hour video just to clarify. This is a poor girl, you know.
Yeah.
And when I saw her clarification, it all became clear to me that it's all the client's fault. It's not her fault at all. And she sounded she came up with the receipts and everything, you know. So she was a lot more believable. But I do believe that there's a good amount of people who have seen Glassdoor and they believe it and they would never go and watch the 1 hour video.
Right.
Yeah, because they're just not interested. They rather believe that you're bad.
The easier things.
Do you feel like influencers need to clarify if there is a false review or something that is unfair to them?
I really think
as an influencer, would you recommend them to come forward and say this is not true?
Well, if it's clearly defamatory, right, I think the better idea is to simply send a lawyer's letter.
Straight up, bang.
Because why are you bothering to fight with this thing? Like, you know, it's like they're clearly not scared and like they want to see you fight. They feel pleasure in seeing that they pissed you off and that they got to you. It gives them a sense of power because we always seem like these untouchable people, popular and everything up there, right? It's like
on Instagram,
yeah,
nice
correct.
photos.
Yeah.
How
so it's
easy.
like, wow, I can provoke you. I feel so powerful.
Yeah.
I think the worst part of, I think it's always best to not respond. It's like the best form of insult to them, to let them know that they don't matter.
But what if it affects your work though? I mean, if clients come and ask you about it, your followers come and ask you, is it true? Is it true? I guess eventually people do feel like they need to respond.
And I think the ones who really lose out here are the micro influencers because they really depend on these collaborations. And well, let's have fun and read a few of these bad reviews.
My God.
I've been waiting for this moment since we started.
Let's read some bad reviews. All right, okay, let's begin with this one. Influencer with over 300,000 followers on IG even has a team of staff working for her. Exorbitant rates. But when you look at her YouTube views, most of them are struggling to hit even 1K views unless there is a guest. Honestly, so telling. Why place such emphasis on your expensive brand when your content is not even relevant or watched? And you expect clients to pay for that? Don't make me laugh, please. This is so salty.
It is so
this
salty.
This is so salty.
It's
Why?
so
Why?
salty.
Oh my god. I mean, it really lessens the credibility of this.
It does,
You know, I really do want to have a proper debate about whether this influencer Glassdoor
It's
deserves
credible even in the first place.
credibility.
Okay, but at
stuff
least
like
this one doesn't. It's not personal.
It's not
Yeah.
personal, but
I wonder
it's
who it
salty.
is.
That
Think real?
don't make me laugh.
Yo-yo.
I I don't know.
Branded ma.
I
So,
don't know, but I just want to say this. You know, sometimes when you pay for somebody's work, right, especially when it comes to an influencer or YouTuber, you're not exactly paying for that one video. You're paying for his or her work over the past few years.
Of
the
course.
reputation that they have
Yes.
built, the work and, you
The
know,
branding.
how they reach
Correct.
their branding, everything that they've done over a few years. I think that's what you're really paying for. You're not paying for labor hours. You're not paying for man hours. So I think
people don't really understand
I think
that.
people don't really
What was
understand
that
that.
quote that was very famous for this thing? You're not paying a photographer for like a few seconds of him snapping. You're paying for his experience of so many years to be able to snap it in a few seconds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly. Because yeah.
And anyway, I feel like it's a very unfair thing to say because even if you have 300,000 followers, that could be on Instagram, and your YouTube video can hit 1K view, but it doesn't mean that your Instagram is not influential,
Right.
Right? Yeah, and maybe this influencer is just more photo centric rather than video centric. It's
And
possible.
more aesthetic maybe.
Yeah.
More aesthetic.
I mean yeah, this really proves the LinkedIn article correct.
Yeah,
Sometimes
exactly.
you just really have to understand the industry a little bit more. Okay, let's read another one. Who has ever encountered influencers that are super lazy when it comes to paperwork? It drives me crazy that I have to spend weeks, sometimes months, chasing for one invoice. Why should I, as a brand, consistently have to check in with them for their invoices? Shouldn't it be their responsibility as a vendor to be prompt in providing payment details just as they expect us to be prompt with payment? P.S. I think this is a great platform for agencies and clients to know the influencers in the industry better.
I gotta give it to this person.
This one, okay.
I have like I rarely ever send any invoices because it's always done by my managers, right? But if I had to send, there was once I had to send an invoice and I just did not even send it.
I remember the days where I
Yeah.
sent invoices.
Yeah.
I would just dread doing it. You
Because
know,
it's paperwork.
Yeah.
Paperwork.
We are creatives. That's not what we like
Exactly.
to do.
And
not to say that
and
it's not. It's
of
a good
course.
thing, lah. Yeah.
Yeah, we are creatives. Most influencers are creatives, not business people.
Correct.
And that's why I also feel that sometimes it is essential to have a company represent them.
Yeah.
To do
Like
this
Titan?
thing for them. Like Titan, like Ruto Social.
No, we don't represent.
Oh, you don't
people.
represent?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you do the admin stuff for them,
Right.
right?
Yeah, we create campaigns for them.
Yeah.
Then when we pay them, they still have to invoice us.
Oh, okay.
So they invoice you.
Okay. Well, yeah. So sometimes it's better to have someone do it for you, but
Yes.
obviously the smaller influencers don't have the liberty or the money to do something like that, right?
Yeah.
But I do agree. Sometimes
It's true lah,
sometimes
I'm
influencers take the longest time to get to the thing that they have to do,
Which
or
is get
send draft,
payment.
and so yeah, this is fair. This is a fair review. I would
think
say
it's
something
okay.
like this would be fair.
But I just feel that, that's just one way of looking at it. But on the other hand, there are so many clients who are freaking late in paying us.
Yeah.
We don't ever talk about it, do we?
Oh, we do.
Yeah,
Oh,
like-
because I've heard a few.
Yeah.
I've heard
No,
a few
I mean
people
like
complain.
publicly, we don't ever complain like on a client Glassdoor, right? We don't be like,
I'm sure
hey,
some
this
do.
company never pay me. Okay, some.
I've heard-
okay,
I've
have
heard,
lah,
yeah.
have. But there are many times where they are like several months late, and many times people don't pay. Like they just.
So the next one, very greedy influencer MS and JA, who goes to every single media event and always expect to receive 2 media kits, even if it's cosmetics.
Two? How do you request for 2?
Because they are 2 different people.
What?
Is there something wrong with that?
No, it sounds
Am
like
I missing something?
It sounds like they want 2 each.
Oh, they want 2 each.
Why would what's wrong with having 1? It seems like they are saying 2 each. What?
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
I
let me continue. Nothing of hers is ever unsponsored because she admitted to mainly do it for the freebies, but her flat lays are always haphazardly thrown together with one-liner caption. PR and media still loves her though, as she is very good at sucking up.
Ooh.
Maybelline Sim.
Who's that?
Who?
MS or
Oh, then who's JA?
don't know. Janice Ang. I don't know. I guess. Anyhow say.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of this?
Well, I mean, if they're really like getting 2 of the press kits, I feel like that is a bit unabashed lah.
2 each,
Because
right?
because nobody would ever ask for 2. I've
Well,
never
it says
witnessed that before.
Influencer couple.
Oh,
So-
influencer. Oh, okay.
So maybe they expect to send a couple one. I don't know. It's just very.
Yeah, but if
just
it's a
so
couple,
confusing.
if you invite 2, then they should get 2.
I think they should get 2.
Yeah.
But I okay. Just on this note, I do know some influencers who just are really into the freebies.
Oh, yeah.
So what's wrong with that?
I think the
I mean,
the
if I
freebies-
post, then I've done my job. What?
Correct, but I feel like when it comes to freebies, right, it's a completely different ball game than the normal stuff that we are talking about.
Correct.
Because
The paid stuff.
when it's a free or freebies or just a media
Like a
gift,
PR
right,
kit, yeah.
I don't think there should be high expectations.
Absolutely.
As someone who's giving a gift, I don't think you should expect much back.
Yeah.
And
The way you phrase it sounds like sounds wrong, but
Okay.
I feel like it makes us sound like we are very self-entitled.
Okay.
Right? So, but the way
maybe
I think
maybe I am self-entitled, but when I get a gift, I don't expect to like have to do something about
yeah,
it.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I mean, if you're giving it to me, I feel like there is an unspoken code here that people don't really seem to understand. Like even up to today, people still expect that they send me something and they expect a posting or like whatever. So I feel like, okay, firstly, we're talking about events here. When you invite somebody to your event, they would post about your event. They post about whatever you're launching. They say, I'm here at this event today. L'Oreal is launching their new serum. It contains HA or whatever, right? And then that is my job done for you. Okay? And the little token that you give me with the press kit,
Right.
that is your present for me. I don't have to do any fuck
Okay.
all about it, right? So that is one category. And then another one is, hey JianHao, I would love for you to review my
Right.
new bubble tea. Can I send some for you and Starly to try, or like with Debbie, okay? So that I send it to you. The understanding is that it's non-obligatory. Like you cannot tell me that I have to do an IG story for you or IG
Yes.
post for you, because those are reserved for paying clients.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I think that's where I draw the line, because if somebody sends me something for free
Right.
and expects me to do a post for them, then that is very unfair to the clients who
Who are
pay
paying money.
me
Yeah.
to post.
Yeah, but the thing is, to the person sending you the item, they think that, of course, everyone thinks that their own brand thing is very like, wow, good product, worth it, right? So they feel like, how dare you suggest that it's worth nothing?
Right.
Like, yeah.
Right.
But the thing is that the irony is that the less unabashed you are when it comes to requesting for something, the more I will be willing to post for you.
That's true.
The
Actually, that's true.
moment you
That's
tell
true.
me, can you do an IG story for me? I'm just gonna be, I don't want your product anymore.
Correct.
It's not worth the value of my
That's
IG
right.
story. Yeah. So like literally yesterday, I had a client. So not really a client. I actually never worked with them before, but they emailed me previously. They said, I want to send a press kit to you. It's a slipper brand, okay? So the slippers cost about like $30. So Dash is growing out of his slippers, okay? So I contacted the brand. I said that actually I would love to like get some new slippers, because last time you asked me whether I want some, right? So I would go and buy them myself, but these slippers are strangely very, very difficult to find online. I tried to buy it myself. I couldn't buy it. And then I was like, oh, would you like to send me some? I'll gladly post for you, right? So I didn't say the second part. I just asked whether they are keen first. And the unspoken word is that, like, I will post for you lah, duh. I wouldn't just take something, but somehow it's a request one. It's not
correct.
you own self offer to send me, right? So in return, they replied and they said, can you do 3 IG stories for me? Okay.
Wow.
Swipe up link, must link our account. I replied and I said, sorry, actually I didn't consult my manager, but so I lied. I just said, my manager said I can't, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I will just go and buy it myself.
Yeah,
Never
so
mind.
you rejected it because
I
you feel
rejected
that
it.
it's cheaper for you to just buy it than
It's not about that. It's that
whatever you
you're
do is not worth
insulting
$30.
me. Yeah,
okay.
it's like 3 pairs of slippers last so $90, but I charge $900 for one IG post. You want to give me something in value that's worth $2,700, which other people actually pay for, and you will give me $90 in exchange? Come on. And
Yeah,
your
that's fair. That's fair.
yeah, correct. But to somebody who doesn't understand how the industry works, they will be like, "You crazy? Yeah, you want to charge $900 for IG story, right?" Yeah, but other people do pay it. You get what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah.
Other people do pay,
And it has proven effective for them. They
and
come back
those
for
are your
more.
customers. You have to
Precisely.
respect them.
Yeah, and I
Right.
have to make a living as well,
Yeah.
right? I cannot keep doing this. Why you still must swipe up link, must link you, must link that. Well, that's crazy.
I think you made a really good point there, because this agency, I feel like they did the right thing though by requesting the certain amount of deliverables that they hope from you,
Correct.
and you just said no.
Yeah.
So what I feel like happens very often, which leads to all these bad reviews, is the clients just say, okay, yeah, sure, we'll send it to you, and expect that 3 stories with a swipe up link without even asking for it. And when you feel like maybe you just want to do one, they start saying like, oh, we expected more, but she only did one and she's so down and stuff. She thinks she's the shit, you know. Which leads me to the next review. This one, I'm gonna say the name.
Okay.
I was once an intern for this PR firm, and we managed to engage JianHao
Oh, wow.
to do the I don't know what campaign this is. I really don't know. OPR campaign. He was very expensive and hard to reach out to. Despite the pay we've negotiated for him, we felt he wasn't very effective in promoting it, and only posted 1 post at home for promoting the OPR. But who are we to say he's an influencer who is popular in Singapore? Like, we're
If you are paid for 1 post, obviously you will do 1 post, right? Why would I do 100 posts for you? It's so crazy, these people.
So I when I read this, I was very confused. Like, not in a bad way. I wasn't angry or defensive. I just felt like, firstly, who is this person?
OPR.
Yeah, and why add that he's an but who are we to say he's an influencer who's popular in Singapore? I mean, just stuff like that just really decreases the credibility in your review, you know.
I read it and I was just like, it sounds like bullshit.
My manager was very angry though. She was like, what do you mean hard to reach out to? I reply all your messages. I'm like, chill, I know you reply.
I think maybe it's like from very long ago.
Probably.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What can it be, though?
Everyone in the office is like, what client is that? What client is that? What campaign is that? Everyone was like, I don't know. Even JianHao himself don't know.
Right.
So it must be pretty old.
Yeah, but I mean, just a rule of thumb, specify your deliverables that you hope, and have a contract. And if the influencer doesn't do it, show the contract. That's proof.
At least it's black
evidence.
and white, you know.
That's and yeah.
It's just like the WordWeed one, right? Like she talked about how the clients got really angry with her because she wouldn't give a free post that came with she was supposed to do like 3 IG stories or something, and like they asked for she was supposed to do 1 IG post. I cannot remember, but anyway, they asked for her to do a free giveaway post, and she said, "I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna charge you money." And then they're like, "Okay, well, you fuck you lah." Like, you be short lah. You get what I mean?
Yeah. So that leads me to the next one. We're not talking about the bad reviews anymore. We can go through some good reviews.
Oh, yes, please.
Later, but I want to talk about this first.
Good
because
reviews are so freaking lame, please.
Yes, but let's talk about the ethics.
Yeah.
There was one person who posted and said, "I'm a business owner. To the influencers out there reading this page, while it's right to be entitled to be paid for your services and content, just a bit of advice. There is a line when the influencer comes across as overly entitled and calculative. Even if you contracted for a number of posts, sometimes delivering 1 extra story or post or letting a brand regram you with credits doesn't cost you more than extra 5 minutes of your time. Or cost you anything. But you can learn so much more from recurring business from clients. But can earn so much more recurring business from clients willing to pay more. Also, through referrals when clients think you have a good working attitude and are not calculative. I worked with many influencers over the past 5 to 6 years, and funnily enough, the ones that are successful are normally the least entitled and take each brand brief and seriously go over and abroad to deliver for clients." So the funny thing is, a lot of people actually came out to defend influencers.
Right, I saw that.
And I was shocked because usually it's not something that I see very often for a neutral to come out and say, "Hey, you sound entitled." But a lot of this just sounds like the business owners entitled instead.
I love that. I was
and
having so much fun reading that.
Yeah, and even people from the PR industry came and disagreed with this.
Yeah.
And
read out the best one. The one is somebody gave me a dessert, if like a free dessert thing. Do you have that?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Can we search it up? Do you have it?
Yeah.
Let me search it.
I remember it. It says, I went to a restaurant and the restaurant gave me a free dessert. Every restaurant that I went to who didn't give me a dessert after that are calculative and stingy.
We actually remember.
Something like that.
It's a good.
Wow.
It is a good
It is
example.
a good analogy.
Yeah,
it
it
really
is a good example.
Yeah, like how dare you? It's so ridiculous.
And
like,
and someone also said it's someone who doesn't understand what usage rights are.
Yes.
Loading fees.
Loading fees, correct.
Like we said, you're not paying.
It
for
is, and
that
it's very
5
insulting
minutes.
for
It
you
is.
to come and tell me it's worth nothing. Like it's worth 5 minutes of my time. But you're not buying my time, right? You're buying my popularity, which I built up over 17 years.
Like how you use 17.
Yeah, so I feel it's like they cannot say shit like that. It's so stupid. And so dumb.
They sound self-entitled.
Yeah, so
I mean,
it was just very surprising to me that there are people who came out to defend influencers. Like, what?
And you know that these people who leave the comments who are reading InfluencerGlassdoor, they already tend to be biased. Who they don't like influencers in the first place. So it's very shocking to see there's still common sense in people. Some hope.
That's nice. That's nice.
That's nice. That's nice.
Faith in humanity slightly restored.
Yeah.
Let's go through the good reviews.
Oh, yes.
The cringy good reviews.
Okay.
They really just sound like it's written by
Wait, hold up. Okay.
Oh, I have one about me too.
Wait, where?
Well, there's one about you.
Yeah, about some stupid media lunch that I went to or something.
Where are the good reviews? Wow, there's so many here. All right. So Xia Xue is amazing to work with. Engage her for some postings and she made the extra effort to understand what the event we were engaging her for was about before writing about it. The images she produced surpassed our expectations as well, and she even gave us suggestions. She genuinely seems like a great person.
That's nice.
I
That's
believe
nice.
that.
Yeah, I believe that.
I believe that.
That's
Gemma
nice.
is really like that. There's
But-
another bad Gemma one, what? You
Oh,
see
is
the
there?
bad Gemma one? Actually, I went to ask her about it.
Ooh.
Yeah, because that one said that she was at a wedding and she was so she was the host, the
Okay.
MC of the wedding.
Right.
It was an influencer's wedding, so I'm pretty sure it was Melissa Ko's wedding. But Gemma has hosted a few weddings, and she said that during the wedding, the person said, "I am a client who sponsored something in the wedding," and I asked Gemma to say out, like, let's say flowers by XXX company, right? So Gemma was supposed to say, "Oh, thanks to XXX company for the beautiful flowers tonight here," and they asked the bride first. The bride said okay, and they told Gemma that the bride said okay. She was supposed to read out this thing, and she did not read it out. And then they said that Gemma is a diva, and like blah blah blah. She wasn't even there as an influencer. She was there as an MC for her friend's wedding. Why is she required to work for you? You're not a freaking client, are you? This is so ridiculous, right? And then I'm just like, how can you post this kind of thing that you're talking about her work ethics? She was not working for Melissa. She was just MCing as a friend. And then after I asked her, like, what, do you remember this thing? She's like, honestly, I don't remember any of it. But I think that maybe as an MC, you are
Maybe
being...
as a host, she just left
You're
it
just
out,
busy, you know. You have 101 things to take care of,
Yeah.
and you're anxious. You got stage fright, and then you have to handle this stupid random person asking you to talk about their brand, which is so unimportant anyway to them. It's like, oh jeez.
I mean, weddings are really tricky, I have
Yeah.
to say. You know, last year we had quite a few sponsors for our wedding, and even until now, I still owe them some posts.
Oh no!
Like, I wasn't able to reach all the deliverables because I was just running everywhere. I didn't have time to take photos and stuff. So until now, I still like owe them some stuff. But they've been really kind and understanding. But I do feel bad
your
about
daughter
my-
already born, dude.
Yeah. No, but the thing about working with these type of people, you often build a long-term relationship, and maybe after wedding you have a birthday party, you have
correct.
another event.
I really feel that for influencers, like, you can see how many times a client works with them. It can be just like, it's not a one-time campaign, like occasion. Like sometimes you will see there are many return ads, and I feel like that's a testimonial of how well they work.
Correct.
Right? Because if the ads don't work, our clients will never come back.
Why would they come back?
Yeah.
Why would they come back?
Correct.
And-
Or if you are difficult, they will never want to work with you again.
And that's a better testimonial than any of these. Actually.
Correct.
The fact that someone is willing to come back and pay you
Again,
money for something that you've already worked with them on before.
That's right. Right. So
Another good review do we have?
oh yeah, okay. So like, you know, because everything is anonymous, right? You can put very bad reviews. You can also put very good reviews.
Okay.
Sometimes too good to be true, okay?
Too good to be true.
Tomorrow
but-
I help you. I go. Daniel Ron's cock is super
can
big.
we get someone write something nice about
You
Dan?
know, okay, but before I start, right, don't want to discredit the influencer that's involved in this post, and also as an influencer, everyone wants to be talked about. Just to be fair,
What?
every influencer wants
In
to be
case
talked
it's
about.
real, like, in case it's real.
In case it's real,
What do you mean everyone wants to be talked about?
it's true. What influencers want is to be talked about, correct?
Yeah.
But not to discredit the influencer involved in this tweet or this post. Okay, Heads Over Heel was free and easy to work with. Even though we only required one IG post in return, she would still post us and tag us, shout out time to time. She gave more than we paid for. Really grateful.
Wait, what? Wait, let me see. Free what? Free. Oh, that means it's a barter trade, right? Free,
So more than they
dude,
ask.
this is a terrible review. It's not a good review. You know why? You're telling everyone you're a free prostitute, dude. Don't need to pay. Free one. Not only give you one post, she give you a lot.
Yeah, that doesn't work in
Yeah,
her favor,
dude.
actually.
Yeah, it's terrible.
There's one more very good, possibly fake review. I just saw. Where was it? It's.
Why would you
about
say
John.
that is not genuine though? I feel like that may be a real genuine
Yeah, I think
review.
it sounds
Yeah.
genuine.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
It's just one of those, like, maybe give her a free lunch and then she's like, oh yeah, this lunch very good.
Wait, did I screen? I think I screenshotted it. Hold on.
You know, I feel like it is natural for smaller influencers, micro influencers, to have a good relationship with the brand, because I mean, I can imagine for maybe the bigger ones, right? They would have maybe 12 to 15 campaigns per month, and you can only spend this amount of time working on that campaign. Aside from every other thing that you're doing on YouTube or content,
Yeah.
right? Whereas a smaller influencer may not get as many campaigns as the bigger ones, so they have a lot of time
To spend on one
and they can
client.
spend more effort
Yeah.
and
Correct,
more
correct,
time to
correct.
communicate with the client, see what they like, see what they don't like, make friends a little bit.
True.
And I genuinely feel that way, because when I was smaller, that's the kind of connection that I had with my clients. But these days, I really just leave it to my management.
Correct. And I think that the big ones, they have managers, so it's a lot more difficult to build that kind of rapport. Yeah.
And I do realize that even though having a manager does help with making the process smoother and more professional, sometimes it's nice to talk to the client, because they also want to talk to you.
More personal touch.
It's true. It's
All right.
true.
So this one actually, to me, I actually tickled my throat a bit while reading this. Okay. So John Chua from Real Talk is a super cool human. He's not the most polished, but he's someone who can connect with people really well and tries really hard.
He's a great guy.
He is a great guy. With him, you get belief in the brand, in the cause, and a genuine reaction. Not so much the picture perfect post, which to me is fine. Both my clients and my team liked working with him. No regrets.
I feel like that's a low-key way of saying he's ugly.
Indirectly saying he's ugly and
No picture.
I mean, if
not
you're gonna
picture.
compliment someone, just say the nice stuff. What's with the he's good, but maybe not so good, but he's good, but maybe he's
but would a client write things like this? You know,
I'm sure.
I think it's
I've done-
okay. I
Really?
think it's okay. It's possible.
Yeah.
the fact that they
Yeah.
put no regrets at the end.
Maybe they're just trying to be cute. Try to be cute.
Boomers, just trying to be boomers. I don't know. I can't take that.
Let's go for one more. It's so fun reading this. Let's go for one last positive review.
This is bad. This is bad.
I'm coming to see
A lot
also.
of bad.
There's a lot of bad reviews.
Okay. This is a good review. And one of the comments of the review actually said, "Did she write this herself?" Okay. I think Drea Chong is one of the most hardworking content creators I've worked with. Super high production quality on her work and takes time to understand the brand and its brief and products before endorsing it. I think it takes a lot of guts to stand up for the look and feel and style that you're creating. So kudos to her on that.
I've heard about that. I've met her a few times. I
I
can
don't
testify.
doubt that. Like, she
Yeah.
puts in a lot of effort to make her post look very nice.
Mm-mm.
I
Then-
mean, after all, that's what she's famous
The
for.
comments though were like, did Drea Chong write this? Did she get one of her writers to submit this?
Quite poor thing.
Yeah.
These fuckers, right? They posted one about me, about the stupid media dinner thing. It's very dumb one. Okay.
Read it out. I need to hear it.
Do you have it? We don't
I
have
don't
it.
know. It just says like, invited Xia Xue to a free media dinner and she was very nice and polite and posted for us. That's it. And that I was friendly. But why would I be unfriendly? Like, why would I go there and just be like, well,
No,
your food
because
sucks?
they would expect you to be fierce and scary.
Oh, okay, that's good. I lower expectations first. So when I'm a normal human being, it's like, whoa.
Exactly. I saw the same thing about Sylvia. I was
Oh,
like,
right,
okay,
because she always talk
yeah,
in,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good thing. So then that's it, lor. And then you know how fucker they are, this stupid Glassdoor? They are so fucking biased. They are just like, admin, then they did a poll. Xia Xue, is that you? Question mark. I don't see you doing this poll for anyone else. Obviously, it's for me because you know I attack you guys, right?
Yeah. Well, you're not
Fucker.
exactly on good terms with them.
And you know, I tell you, right? These fuckers, right? The people who voted the poll, 70% say it's me, okay?
Oh wow.
I'm very angry,
Oh man.
I'm just like, it's not me, god damn it.
Oh wow.
I mean, if it was you, it would have been a smarter review than
yes,
nice.
definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't think you want to be known for
Yeah,
being
and free,
nice
and free, and free. Yeah, free.
You know what's the bad thing though? Like most of the good comments on this site, right? All the comments always say that they write it themselves.
Yeah.
It's like there's no room for self-praise.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, it's difficult. I mean, what? Okay, let's move away from all the reviews. What would you recommend an influencer if somebody had a review about them? What would you tell them?
What do you mean?
Like if I got a bad review,
And then?
How would you respond?
how would you respond? Just don't respond, or really?
If I had a bad
Advice for any influencers.
Well, I would say that if it is very clearly defamatory, right, then just drop,
Sue lah.
sue lah.
Sue straight up.
Yeah, so straight up sue them. If it is like, I mean, you can first send a lawyer's letter that wouldn't cost more than a few $100s. But of course, you keep in mind that if you want to go all the way, then it's going to be very expensive. But a lawyer's letter is quite enough to make somebody shut up most of the time, because I feel like if I am the admin, right, what do I stand to gain? I might as well take it down. Right? Why would I want to risk going into a lawsuit with you? I'm not earning money out of this Glassdoor thing. It's not like it's my livelihood. I have to protect it. It's my reputation. I have to protect it. They're anonymous anyway. It's not even their fight because they're not even the clients.
But if they let their followers know that you are suing them, doesn't that make you look petty? Like,
No, because you're affecting my
for this.
You're affecting my reputation. How can you say I put back expired cream on the table, for example? Like,
Okay.
you know?
Right.
How are you going to ever prove that I did that? There was no paper trail, nothing. It's up to the person doing the libel to prove that I did put back an expired cream. There's no way the person can ever do that. So that, for example, is something that you can sue about.
Right.
Yeah. Or like your OPR.
OPR.
Never had such
How
a
can I sue if I
client.
don't know what OPR is?
Yeah.
I think we should just let everyone know what do you think brands should look out for before choosing an influencer? Because clearly there are some companies and brands who don't know what to
they're
do.
doing. Yeah.
So what do you think brands should look out for?
Well, I feel like if you really don't know anything about influencer marketing at all, you can hire somebody
Hire
to
an
do it for you.
agency.
Yeah, agencies can do it for you, and do a much better job than you, I think, because they know how influencers work. They know how to structure like a contract and things like that.
And they can come up with the concept and campaign, and you
Oh,
don't
correct,
need to.
correct, correct.
And in fact, you can just tell them if you have no idea, you can tell them you have no idea. If
Yeah.
you have an idea, you can share with them your
Yeah,
idea.
and
right?
then they will tell you whether your
Yeah.
idea is shit or not shit, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes they have ridiculous ideas that clearly we cannot do. Like, hi, can you try this tea and claim that you bought it yourself? And then after that, can you say that it made you lose 10 kg? Like, no, I can't,
no.
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's one way.
You know,
And then
I was offered once
a slimming tea.
$38,000 to dress as a chicken.
I know, same.
Said, oh my god!
Not dressed
really?
as a chicken, but okay, you tell yours first. I was offered 30,000.
Okay, mine was 38,000. Dressed as a chicken, I have to dance, do the chicken dance. What was yours?
Okay, yours is like, okay, but it's just ridiculous. Mine is freaking unethical. So they wanted me to post a YouTube video where I am, on Facebook or YouTube, one of them, where I am buying a few roast chicken brands.
Okay.
Is it the same roast chicken, right?
I feel like I know which
It's a
one you're talking
takeaway
about,
roast
but
chicken.
no, different
Okay.
one, different.
Okay, so yours is not unethical. Mine is freaking unethical, and I believe that they are money launderers because they spend like fuckloads of money on advertising.
Okay.
100%. I
Okay.
feel like they are. So, and they had a freaking eating contest where they paid the winner 200,000.
I know who you're talking about.
Which
100%
freaking roast
know.
chicken brand has 200,000 to give to people? You must sell how many chicken to earn $200,000? That's freaking like confirm money laundering. Anyway, yeah, MAS look into it. So this this roast chicken brand emailed me. They said I am to buy 5 different roast chicken brands. Oh no, sorry, not I buy. They will send me 5 different roast chicken brands from famous roast chicken brands, and one is their own. I am supposed to not know what brand it is, taste test it, and choose theirs as the most delicious one.
While dressed as a chicken?
No, don't never lah. Different
Oh,
brand
okay,
lah.
okay,
La,
okay,
la,
okay.
la. Mine is just normal
Okay,
person.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
So anyway, so 30,000 for that video, and yeah, you know how difficult it is to reject $30,000.
Yeah, I know,
It was
right?
hard, man. So anyway, so eat it, and then claim that theirs is the most delicious out of everyone, and claim that it is a true review.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
I'm
like
supposed to
those.
have bought all these 5 by myself. Like, I know it's like freaking ridiculous. Then they said, I'm sure you will choose ours anyway, so it's ethical because ours is indeed the nicest. Hey, excuse me, how do I know whether you go and keep the rest of the 4 other options in the storeroom for 2 days first, then you give me it can be what you can clearly rig it, right?
True.
Yeah, you can put it in the microwave and reheat it until it's freaking dry. How would I know whether it is or it's not, right? So anyway, then they were like, they tried to move it around here and there. I'm like, no, I'm not interested to work with you guys. And you know what's the worst thing? I see a very popular influencer, I'm not gonna name who lah, okay, who did the exact same thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's so freaking unethical. She's
I'm gonna
like,
ask you who after this.
somebody I don't like.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so she posted it and I was just like, I looked at the ad, I was just like, I know what you did, bitch. Yeah.
I mean, there are some ethics that come into this.
Correct.
Usually, I mean, if you're an influencer, I would suggest you to give a counter offer of a different idea.
Yeah.
Maybe come up with something better. Like for the dressing up as a chicken, I really couldn't come up with something better. It's not that I don't want to dress as a
I
chicken.
would like to see you dress as
I'm
a
like,
chicken.
okay, I can dress as a chicken, but how am I gonna go about this? Am I just gonna dress like a chicken for the money? Then I thought about it. I'm like, I can
Many
do without
salaries
I
you
can
can
do
pay,
without
yeah.
the money this month.
Why were they not open to you not dressing up as a chicken, like just eating it or like whatever?
I don't know,
Okay.
and I guess I think it was one of those times where my mind was just like really occupied with other stuff, so I wasn't able to come up with a proper concept to counter than dressing as a chicken. So I just said, I'm sorry, I can't dress as a chicken.
Yeah, you
for
should have
this.
just been like, can I make Dan dress as a chicken instead?
I mean, if
do
I
that
heard
sometimes, I do that sometimes.
If I heard about it, I would have said, okay, just give me the chicken suit
Yeah.
now.
Okay, where do I sign up?
Yeah, where do I sign up? Come on. Right, so what's actually the one thing that influencers should actually look out in the future? What's the one mistake that you can see like a recurring thing happen?
Well, I guess I do know that influencers after this Glassdoor thing, I don't know for anyone else outside my own circle of friends,
Okay.
but I know that my own circle of friends are pretty upset about it and they're quite affected. So I feel like, in a sense, it maybe has helped with work ethics because some of them
Oh,
have
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
really
definitely.
quickly went
Yeah.
to give their invoice, and
Oh,
reply
that's great.
emails.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I guess sometimes influencers do need that kick
that
in the butt,
little,
right?
like, buck up,
you know?
little kick lah.
Like,
Yeah. But I don't want to
submit your
say,
draft lah.
I don't want to make the admin feel like they did this,
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but Mong actually said she was very affected by it, and she's like
no.
very anxious when it comes to replying her emails now. Like she opens it and she's like, oh my god, is it going to be another Glassdoor moment if I don't reply fast enough?
Oh, man, wow.
And I'm just like, dude, you
I mean, you
cannot
care
please
too much.
everyone.
Don't care so much.
Precisely, you're giving them way too much. Like anyway, you have enough clients, so what do you care?
Yeah, I want to talk about code of conduct. Is it okay to ignore a business inquiry email?
Totally.
Totally fine.
Yeah. Why am I obligated to reply you?
So if you just don't want to work with somebody,
Yeah, I'm not gonna reply
you
you.
don't need to say no. I don't want to work
I
with
would
you.
say
I'm just
that
gonna ignore.
50% of the time I don't reply because it sounds like it's rubbish. Like for example, now I ask you to dress as a chicken, right? Not interested. Why must you reply?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you ask me to advertise sex toys. Hey, hi, can you review this dildo XXX size? Like, I don't want to do it. Why must I reply you? You're wasting my time.
Right.
And I find
And I don't owe you anything.
usually the ones that I don't reply is the one that don't have a
Business
credibility.
email.
A business
Yeah, a domain,
correct,
yeah.
If
correct,
it's something
yeah.
at Gmail,
Yeah.
then I
I
feel like
just-
it's
I
somebody
don't-
trying to ask me for my rates or
Yeah.
somebody trying to find out how much
Exactly.
Yeah, could
find
be,
my
could
media
be.
kit and expose
Yeah, yeah,
something. I don't know.
If there's no
So,
website,
you
there's
know.
no trust in it.
Yeah,
I
but if
agree,
it's
I
something
agree.
that you don't believe in or I feel like influencers have the right to say no.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
Why must I owe you a
And
reply? Siao
I
ah.
think as brands, sometimes you gotta take no for an answer, even though you think that you are paying an influencer.
You're not even
and big
paying
money.
what? Not
If you are
paying,
paying, even if you're paying, it's okay to say no.
Yeah. But do you have any like clients like keep emailing you regarding the email that you ignore?
Have lah.
I have.
Yeah, they
And-
get, and then by the second time, third time, all the more I don't reply you already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
For me, when
Not
I reach
interested.
like maybe 5 emails, then I'm like, okay, maybe.
Oh, 5.
Oh really?
Yeah,
It actually.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
After 3, I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'm just
I
not
have to
gonna
reject.
reply
Maybe
you.
5 emails, then I'll look into it.
No, I won't.
They really want to work with me.
Okay.
I'm wanted.
And then there's a lot nowadays where they are like, oh, I really love your website. It sounds like it's not even written to us, dear
It was
influencer.
mass mail.
Yeah.
Mass sent out.
Yeah, dear influencer or dear at Xia Xue. Like you clearly just got this from my
Instagram, yeah.
So I just feel like those are mass emails. I'm not gonna reply you lah.
Yeah, the mass emails, or even the ones that like they say dear, they don't even put dear, and they send it to all of us in the same
Oh,
CC.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then someone like Dkosh will always reply that.
Oh, he will.
Yeah,
What will
yeah,
he reply?
Dkosh will reply like tell them how to do their email or something.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Oh, wow.
The funny thing is, I always get Chiu Chiu's email.
Oh.
People always like, hey Chiu Chiu.
Oh, because J ma.
I don't know how that happens.
Because J&J, so they type and auto comes out. Maybe.
Yeah. I actually got another Daniel before.
Why did I say J? Her name is not even J.
It's Q.
Freaking.
Yeah. It's Q.
I'm mad already, sorry.
So far, dude.
Maybe
J and
has
Q.
made me stupid.
Yeah, but I think as a brand, you should look for brand fit, long-term partnerships, do some
Due
research,
diligence,
find
yeah.
out whether they have fake followers,
Yes.
see if the influencer fits your brand, they are authentic
Authentic.
about it, and how they usually do their ads. And it's always okay to request for a media kit. It's always okay to request for some case studies and ask what are some campaigns that you've done before. It's always okay to double check. And I mean, the influencer wants to earn money as well. So
Correct. Of course.
if you want to earn money, obviously, if somebody requests for something that you've done, why not just send it, right?
I think also keep a mindset, like clients should keep a mindset that you should not be insulting when you ask like for free things and stuff. Don't be like, hey, can you give me this for free? And then that's insulting, because you're saying that what we're giving you for free has no value.
I mean, if you're really thick skin, you can go ahead and ask,
you
but
can
just
try lah.
just
But if people say no, you cannot be
just
like,
take
it
no.
won't take
Yeah.
more than 5 minutes of your
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Like that is very insulting to me.
it's condescending and shows that you don't really
Correct,
understand
correct.
the industry.
Yeah.
Big turn off.
And also know that you cannot really control our content. The reason why people trust our content is because they
It's
know
us.
that
It's
it's
who
us,
we are.
right? Yeah, we give a truthful review, or that we write it in the way that we know our audience like it. You cannot tell me that I am not supposed to post the ad in this way, because I would know better than you whether that post will work or don't work. And if I tell you I don't think it will work, don't take it personally and think that it's because you just don't want to listen to me. You just want to do your own way. You're a diva. You care about the aesthetic. Well, I'm telling you, the non-aesthetic pictures just don't work lah. Then how? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Then
it's okay for you to come up with a campaign brief.
You can propose
yeah.
lah. Yeah, but ultimately it's still up to the influencer to decide what
Because they know their audience the best. We know our audiences the best.
Correct. And I feel like people don't really understand that this is a very important skill. Like, over the years, you accumulate a sense, like a third sense of what works and what doesn't work. And this is actually a very valuable skill when it comes. That's why right now when I'm doing campaigns for Rudo Social and I'm coming up with campaign ideas for them, I feel like, you know what? As an influencer who has been doing this in the background for so many years, I have an edge over PR agencies because
Exactly.
they don't know.
Because we know both sides of the
Yeah,
story.
correct,
Now we
correct.
know the management side.
Correct.
Now we know the influencers
Yeah,
side.
so
we know
now-
how to protect influencers. And
Correct.
at the same time, we know what clients expect.
Correct. And this little talent of knowing whether a campaign would work before it is even posted, that is something that only comes with experience of posting it yourself for a big audience for a long time.
Right.
And that's coming from someone with over 17 years of experience in the field.
17 years of
You just had to
17
bring that
years,
up.
man.
Over these 17 years of experience, right? What is your worst client? What's the worst client you had?
Worst client, I cannot
Worst
really
client
remember.
experience, if you don't want to name it.
You know what I feel like? I feel like sooner or later there's going to be client Glassdoor. There's going to be a brand Glassdoor
Oh my
for
gosh.
clients, and where all the influencers just give their bad reviews. Because if you are able to give such a detailed, sometimes the reviews are detailed, right? If you are able to give such a detailed review, then there's a high chance the influencer is going to know who you are, and then they can also give you a bad review.
Oh, yeah.
And as a company, you have way more to lose than an influencer. You have reputation, you have the people that you are paying, whereas an influencer most of the time are just themselves.
Self-represented, yeah.
I
This
think
is
sooner
like-
or later it's gonna come. Client Glassdoor.
Nobody's gonna bother to do it lah.
I think there will be.
There will
Sooner or
be
later
some. There will be
influencers
some.
gonna.
No, but you see, that's the reason why they claim that this page has to exist, because right now clients feel very fearful of posting anything bad about influencers because they fear the backlash.
Yeah.
Like, you know how like when the thing with Elaine Jasmine happened, like she with the jewelry brand by invite only and Elaine Jasmine
No.
long ago. Oh, so the jewelry brand sent her stuff. She's supposed to post, and then the client asked for a refund because she never post for very long. And this guy is really very nice because I work with her as well. And like after that, then it became some catfight. I don't know what happened. Anyway, not really a catfight, but the client posted about it, and it got quite big. It was on Mothership and everything.
Oh man.
Ooh.
And then her defense was that, well, I didn't post because I don't like the brand. So it's a very easy response. Like I was late. Instead of saying, I had bad work ethics, like I can simply say, I don't want to post because your earrings are tarnished.
Right.
Yeah. So I can understand this point of view that is a little bit unfair to the clients as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like that like Dan said, there may be a need for something like this.
Yes.
But maybe the execution is done wrong. There's
Correct,
not
correct.
enough validation. Anyway, so
Can't
speaking
quote
about worst client experiences,
Worst.
I need to share something about
Okay, okay,
myself.
please,
I
please.
think it's a damn funny story, but it's not the client that's wrong. It's me that's wrong.
Oh, okay.
And it's this is like 4 years ago, right?
No OPR,
And-
right?
No, it's not. Is it? No, it's not. OPR.
Oh, so
I thought I finally nailed it.
I thought it
No.
was so close.
It was Magnolia, I think.
Oh.
So we were supposed to do this. I don't know if you know this story. I think it's damn funny because I don't know why I had to delay my draft for a while, right? And at first they sent it to me, and I had to take a photo of the Magnolia yogurt drink. I think that's what it was, right? And it was just some orange yogurt drink or some drink, and I was already late, and I had to retake. So I have to post soon. So they didn't send me the drink. So
went
I
to
had to go and buy it myself.
Right, I remember.
Right. So I went to buy it. I took a photo. I was like, yeah, done. Send my draft, right? Client replies, is this a joke? I was like, wait, what? Is what a joke? Then I look carefully. Holy shit! I didn't buy the right product. Instead of Magnolia, I bought Marigold.
Oh no!
And there was a time when there was this Marigold
Yeah.
drama of there was this one time Naomi took with the orange juice.
yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
It was like she said it's very portable, but it's huge.
So it was during that time, and I was so embarrassed.
Oh my
and she was like,
gosh.
"Is this a joke?" I'm like, "Oh shit!" Yeah.
I
So
remember.
how did that resolve?
I went to the supermarket and bought
Got
the
the
right
correct
one,
one. Okay, okay.
immediately and apologized for my
Profusely.
bad judgment.
I remember.
To be fair to you, it looks like the same word. Magnolia and
Magnolia.
Marigold. Yeah, M,
Yeah,
right?
it does.
Yeah, it's just orange.
An innocent mistake.
My worst client, I cannot really remember any very particularly bad one. Also, most of the time it's handled by manager, so I don't get the brunt of it. But there was one, right, last time it was handled by Nafnang. So it was a slimming agency, and I was very skeptical of slimming agencies because I always feel like they don't work. So one of my biggest criteria was that I will go, and it's on a no obligation basis. I will try out your service. If I really do lose weight, then I'll post about it if it's effective, right? If it's not effective, I'm not going to post anything. All your sessions for me, you bear the brunt of it. Too bad, because too bad, it didn't work, right? And if it works, I know for sure it works because I am the world's laziest person. I have no self-control when it comes to food. So confirm is their thing work.
I can relate.
Yeah, and I don't exercise at all, zero.
I can relate.
So I went there. It was this sleeping agency. They do 拔罐 and 刮痧. So it's the Chinese octopus looking thing.
Yeah.
They put the
Cupping.
glass. Yeah, coupling.
the
Yes,
cupping.
cupping.
Cupping,
And
alright.
刮
All
痧,
the
which is
dots on their back,
so 刮痧is like using that horn looking thing to scrape your back, right? So I did it, and it was freaking painful. Okay, you have to do that thing for 1 hour, and the worst thing is, right, after that, right, you are supposed to eat 40 cherry tomatoes a day, and you are not supposed to eat carbs after 8 or
serious?
whatever. Yeah, no carbs. If you are dieting, obviously you will lose weight, right?
Yeah, obviously.
The whole point is that I don't want to diet, right? And then their reasoning behind this is that if you diet, you will lose weight, but you won't sustain the weight loss. But with their cupping and their gua sha, it helps you lose it faster and it helps you sustain it. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I try lah. Never mind. I went there for a month, did not lose any weight. Okay, and they tell me when I was doing the cupping, right? Cupping leaves you with this octopus marks on your body, right? They say this cupping, right? Yeah, freaking ugly. So then they say it will only last maximum a few hours. But every single time I go, every week I go, right, I will permanently have marks
And
on
you still went back.
yeah,
you still
because
went
I
back.
have to try, ma. So I don't mind, I'm losing weight and it's free, right?
Okay.
And this thing is worth $5,000, the whole package. So I always have these marks on me. I was so freaking irritated with it. I was just like, you promised me that it will go away in a few hours, but it didn't. And I looked like octopus for 1 whole month, Every single sleeveless photo you
So
can
in the
see.
end, you didn't post for them,
I didn't post about them, but that was not the end of it, okay?
Okay.
Oh, no.
So eventually I didn't post about it. I said it didn't work for me. I actually gained weight. Okay, so never mind. Then they blame me. They say I never diet. Then I'm just like, oh, Jesus. Okay,
That doesn't
anyway,
make sense.
whatever. So one day I got very annoyed because I saw that another influencer with whom I don't like, whom I don't want to name in case she get agitated. But anyway, I posted about this publicly last time. I saw her post about the same slimming agency, okay? And she said that she described how the service went and everything. She said these marks go away after 2-3 hours. Wow, that freaking triggered me, man. I know it's a fake review because for sure it doesn't go away in 2 to 3 hours, okay? And then she's like, oh, my thighs are so much slimmer now. It really, really works. I endorse this, blah, blah, blah. And I wrote about this thing. I said, like, this stupid company, they asked me to go down. It didn't work for me. Like, you know, like, but my point was more about the influencer than the company.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing I don't like about influencers.
Yeah.
Like, they give unauthentic reviews.
Correct. So I read it, I was just like very, very annoyed because I know for sure 100% factual that the marks will not go away in 2 to 3 hours, and you're lying to people. When they buy the package, they expect to not be seen with all these things. It's very ugly, you know. It's like full on like purple color, and which girl wants to be seen with it for 2 to 3 months every single day? It's damn weird looking. So then I posted about this thing. The company said they wanted to sue me.
Oh, so did they?
Say only, they didn't really do it. So I guess that's probably one of the worst clients.
Oh, say
Caused
only.
me
So
to have a
nothing
lot
happened.
of pain. Want to sue me. Make me look like octopus. And then give money to people that I don't like.
Okay.
Who posted a fake review. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think fake reviews are. I think all influencers should have like some ethics.
Code of ethics.
Don't post fake reviews. If you really, if the experience really didn't work for you, then share it with the client.
Yeah.
You know.
You think so?
I
The clients will
think so.
appreciate it, man. They're just going to be like, you just want to take my free thing, then don't post for me.
Well, I think it should be spoken before the agreement.
there should be a
It should be a
verbal
part
agreement.
of the agreement, lah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna end this soon. Before we go to the Q&A, do you have any future plans as an influencer? Or I mean, you've been doing this for 17 years.
Wow.
Blogging. You started your plastic cosmetics.
Oh yeah, plastic.
Brutal Social. Any future plans?
No.
No. Just
I mean,
this is it.
I guess like, you know, plastic cosmetics actually worked out better than I expected it to, and people are excited to see more new products, and I was, you know, researching on new things that I want to launch lah. But now with COVID, it's very, very difficult. So I hope that in future I can focus a little bit more on that as well.
On the business part,
I think that it's very natural lah, part of growth to diversify, especially with COVID. It has taught us everyone needs to diversify. Sometimes it's just like, wow, pandemic hits and then your whole career is dead.
You're just like, what am I supposed to do now?
Like I've been doing the same thing for like 17 years. That's the only thing I know.
But I think you evolved really well, because I've seen some of the OG bloggers as well. They are no longer
Off the map.
doing anything.
yeah, but
off
maybe
the
they
grid.
are just busy doing their own stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe.
I mean, you've managed to stay relevant for 17 years. I mean, that's not easy. You're still not gonna jump on TikTok, are you?
Maybe I don't know. I'll go and look at it when I'm more free.
I've been like
All-
convincing
you have all the time in the world.
Join the dark side.
I guess a lot of people, like, you know, like there are a lot of TikTok content that I really find very annoying, but there are a lot of TikTok content that I actually like. Like, for example, Ben King's one, like the accents and stuff. I actually quite enjoy watching those. Yeah, it's quite good.
So, any plans to ever quit this industry?
No lah, just keep it for as long as I can. Just string it along until it naturally dies on me.
It won't die. It won't die.
I do
I
feel
think
that
at some
like,
point it will.
but you know,
I think at some point
it will
we'll all be
evolve
tired of
somehow.
it. Maybe you are not. Maybe you are not.
I don't think so, you
Yeah.
know, because I feel that I started out at a point where there was no money to be made. Yeah, so I wouldn't end just because there's no money to be made.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll still continue posting my own stuff though. Maybe it's my own friend.
For the passion.
Yeah, reading it, so be it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So we're gonna move to the Q&A now.
That's right.
So that
There's
will
a
be
Q&A, okay.
a complete different video. We will leave it here for you guys to watch. Subscribe, and thank you all for coming on this podcast. Thank you, Xia Xue.
Thank you.
Thank you for
And
it.
we'll see you in the Q&A. Bye.
Bye.